I feel like those are like a tub full of jumping beans, where they're all like this going. It's just ready, and you take the lid off, and they go bang everywhere.
There's a creature that's known as a Mexican jumping bean, isn't it? I think it's a type of caterpillar.
Oh, the Mexican jumping bean. I've heard of it. Yes.
Yeah, it's actually like a cocoon that looks like a sort of a shell of a nut or something. They're famous for jumping around, and it's actually just a grub in there causing chaos.
Is it
a grubbin? Yeah, it would actually work being a grubbin.
A shiny grubbin.
A grubbin or a weedle, I don't know.
Oh, a weedle would be disappointing, wouldn't it? If you stumbled across a weedle in the wild, you'd be like, it's a weedle.
Is it shiny? I don't know.
Nah.
Any Mexican viewers,
Ask
whatever,
Furman.
listen. Yeah. Who went to the Mexico City Safari? Let us know.
We need to know this. We need to know this.
We've got our LA stickers.
Hologram ones. You see them.
The holographic ones are nice.
I got the basic hologram. I didn't get the prism ones.
I know the basic hologram is the better one. The prism one doesn't look quite as good.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. We're handing out stickers and sticking them all over lampposts in LA.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, I want to see that because they'll stand out for a country mile as well.
Damn right.
Like, what's that holographic thing that just caused me to have an accident on the road? Oh, my goodness. It's an Incensed.
Is that an Incensed sticker?
Hydrants.
Oh, my goodness. That would be like Mark's pole.
Ooh, damaged.
Damaged and erupting. Oh, my goodness.
Damaged and causing a mischief all over the place. Oh, dear.
I choose you!
Tonight on 154, as Milo is looking quite cute, like a cutie fly, Waterfall is hoping the soundboard lasts to the end and has everything crossed. And your boy here has got his hat on in the shed because he didn't put the heating on as we record this one. It's cold out there. Welcome to Incensed podcast. Boys, how we doing?
I feel like we need the sad sound effect of a violin for that intro.
Do I have that?
Oh,
It's
bless you,
cold.
man. Maybe it's cold in my shed.
You know what?
Doesn't
I don't
quite
have
work.
it on the soundboard, but
goodness.
Milo, in our new SFX folder, you have the sad violin.
Oh, fantastic.
Ooh.
Fantastic. We'll have just heard it. Yeah, we're praying that the soundboard functions because we didn't have any soundboard action last week. It was
Well,
all
let's be honest, we
manufactured.
haven't had any soundboard action since before Christmas. Live.
What's that, Ian, you've had no action since when?
I've had no action for about 6 years, don't worry.
How many Christmases ago? Goodness me.
Boys, I think like we flirted with the listeners a bit there with some post-production secrets there,
A little
didn't
bit of
we?
tease.
You know, nothing wrong with a little
bit of
tease. But here's another little tease. Today, at the point of recording, today is January the 16th. In exactly 1 month's time, we will be in LA, poised and ready for Sinnoh Tour.
I thought you were going to say, thank God the Dazzling Dream event's finished.
Oh, well, we'll get into that later, but thank the Lord.
Yes.
And for anyone listening, and the SFX of the sad violin would have stopped by now, can you start it again? Because this, I won't be there. You know? I love these reminders. I thought it'll come round, you'll have a great time. Every week it's been, in 3 weeks it's going to be.
We'll way down the days.
Actually, if you are a follower of this podcast on X, we are actually doing a daily countdown to Sinnoh Tour.
We actually are. Yes. And we've got stickers, haven't we, Ian? We've got holographic
We have stickers
ready.
If you see this in LA, come and grab a sticker. Any that are left over, Milo and Mark will have in London for the global.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I might keep a few in LA just in case.
Yeah, hang on to a few, man.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? Joke aside, though, I mean, even though I won't be there in LA, it's getting to that point. It's February, and we love February.
It's like 4 weeks.
It's the start of another tour. And with
Yes.
it, there's some good stuff, isn't there? There's some good stuff. But we'll be talking about that later.
We're
We can't-
talking later about it.
Oh,
Yes.
getting excited, man. Getting excited. Anyway, we didn't ask. Mark, how are you this week?
Apart from being cold, how are you, Marky?
Do you know what, guys? I'm actually feeling a lot better than I have been. I said to you guys, I said to listeners, I was gutted I wasn't in Nottingham with you. I've not been well. I've really, really struggled. I've had a really bad chest infection. I actually had to go to the doctors and get some antibiotics. And it's probably been 2 years since I
Goodness.
last went to the doctors, which is crazy. I know it normally takes 2 years to get an appointment.
The rural doctor.
Rural doctor, and I
They
did.
provide leeches.
He did go to the rural doctor.
I did go to the rural doctor. Don't tell anyone. I ain't changed my doctors. Yeah.
It's one of those things you think, like, unless you actually need to go to the doctor very frequently, I haven't changed it in however many years.
Oh, yeah, because it's in a village. And it's an aging population out there. I think it's very easy to get an appointment because everyone knows what everyone's doing out there.
I'd say it's the opposite with all these old people going to the doctors.
It's like that place in Japan, Ian. They all have a healthy lifestyle. They all have their own allotments, so they all live till 98 or whatever it is. But no, I've not been well. But I did what any true person does when they go back to their roots. I took over a couple of gyms, checked out the scene. Showcases have arrived since I was last there, so it was interesting to see which ones had the showcases on. There was a couple, put them in there. Hopefully I've won those when I check later tonight. And got a couple of shinies. It's a good village. But no, guys, I'm buzzing for tonight. Really am looking forward to it. And I think it's time we do a nice little bit of an introduction. So everybody who has either listened to us from day one or you are new to the show, please
pop your incenses, champions. Let's go.
And we will always be sending you, and we do always say this, we'll be sending you all the shiny Hundo, Nundo, Shalundo. It wouldn't be a Shalundo, would it? Unless you did a trade when you're listening to us.
A Shalundo would count.
Perfect trade session, yeah.
Perfect trade session. But we're sending all those vibes your way. And we always ask for anyone who does get lucky, in Pokemon Go terms, that is, whilst listening.
You mean not me?
I'm not saying anything. If you get lucky whilst listening to the podcast, well, yeah, that sounds awful, doesn't it? If you put this on, Marvin Gaye, let's get down to it, and then Incensed podcast comes on afterwards. So go, leave it on.
Perfect.
If you get lucky whilst the podcast is on, please share your successes on X and all our other social media platforms, Instagram, Threads,
WhatsApp, Campfire.
Bebo, WhatsApp, Campfire, MySpace. Anyway, hashtag shinies of the week.
Clarify spelling.
That's a new one.
Nice one,
like
Joe.
That's a northern one.
That was well northern. That's SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. Right, everyone, we're doing it. We're getting straight into that Pokemon Go goodness.
And now, children, it's time for Getting to Know You with the Incensed podcast.
Oh, this is like poetry in motion. We'll be saying this all episode, referencing this. It sounds better with the jingles. So we're going to start with the Getting to Know You section. And I've got a little background to the question and why I've asked it. Just recently, I've been looking for new content to watch. And I don't know about people listening to our podcast. Hopefully, we've hooked you in and you're still with us. But
fingers crossed.
You go to the same default things that you watch. And we all know now that YouTube is becoming a staple part of people's viewing. And domestic traditional TV is probably taking a little bit of a back burner now. However, that might not be the case for everybody. But for me, I was recommended some new YouTube channels to watch. Probably spent the last couple of nights watching some of them and actually found them quite entertaining. So my question to you boys is, can you name a 2 or 3, but pick one that you want to run with? Are you able to name a YouTube channel that you're really enjoying right now?
This sounds terrible, but I think you might see where I'm coming from. As somebody that creates YouTube content, I actually don't consume that much, which is awful. But when I do, I mean, there are a few channels, and I find it hard to sort of limit it to one, but there are a few channels that I've been watching lately. So the first one is Black Belt Barrister, and he just explains law and comments on it, and doesn't give legal advice, but he just talks about things that are happening with the legal aspect. I find it quite entertaining, and he's actually from the Midlands. The other couple of channels that I'm watching, there are a couple of James Bond channels that I watch currently. There's the Bond Experience and Calvin Dyson. I find those quite entertaining and a little bit escapist. Both completely different niches within the same overall James Bond thing. And then in terms of tech, I always have done. It's not something new, but I watch sort of iJustine and Jenna Ezerick, which, again, both great lifestyle and tech channels. So that's kind of what I watch, but I don't spend an awful lot of time watching them. I also found a new channel recently called Pogo Milo UKYT.
PL? I've moved to Poland.
LTD, was that? Pogo Milo UK LYT. He's gone limited now.
Limited YT.
Limited, yes.
Well, he stole the Star Trek logo for his LA design, so
I did see someone make that reference.
Yeah, Francesco put the star in the wrong place, so it literally just looks like the Starfleet arch. Bad design.
I didn't get done
there.
for copyright. It's good. Okay. I like the question because, as Ian says, we all do our own content. Plus, we make this podcast. It's what I do full time, so it's very difficult to actually get time to maybe watch something. And even if it is watching something, it's usually you guys or other Pokemon Go content creators seeing what they've done, how they've done their videos. Is there anything I've missed?
Did you
is
say
there
content cretins?
Content cretins. It depends on the talent.
He
of the video, I
removed
guess.
a syllable from that last wording, and it sounded suspicious to me.
Yeah.
I shall not name names, but
My competition.
but it's usually to keep in the loop of what's going on, that sort of thing, even if it's sort of leaks and things that we need to keep on top of for the podcast or whatever. But I do find myself maybe flicking through Top Gear and Grand Tour highlight reels, Family Guy highlight reels. They're not really specific channels, they're just stuff that people have whacked up onto the internet. Maybe some fitness creators with like health and workout routines, that sort of thing is something as well that I've been looking at over the last, I'd say, year. To name one, I think Tyler Path is a guy who's popped up a lot on shorts. And there's a guy called Noel as well. I forget their last name. But they're usually very good in terms of what you should perhaps eat, better ways to handle your nutrition, how to do better exercises, target certain muscle groups and stuff like that. So free time is tricky, but when it's there, yeah, kind of fitness or light entertainment, I guess. Marky boy, what about yourself? Since the question has been prompted, what prompted you?
So it's interesting because you guys have gone down some quite wholesome routes there, certainly Ian with interest, tech, Bond, and a Brummie person. Sorry, for the West Midlands, I should say, UK based.
Litchfield, not Brummie.
I approve. And Milo, you ended up going down the health route, which I thought was very ambitious. But yeah, it feels like it's the sort of stuff you should be watching, or probably I should be watching as well. However, my mind's in the gutter, I think, and maybe it's the person that recommended these channels to me. We create content, we have fun creating content, and it is I find it personally very difficult even to edit it the way I do. We know it takes a while, but I enjoy it. It's part of the process, and I like that. However, I like to go the flip side and watch top line production on YouTube, because I don't know what's happened with the platform, but in the last 3 years, you can watch movies that people are creating on there now. It is post-production is one element of it, but it's the budget and it's what you do with it and how it makes it look. And I'm not going to recommend. I'm not going to name Mr. Beast because I do like watching Mr. Beast's vlogs.
There we go.
That's not the one I'm going to go with because that's too easy.
I thought that was a joke when you said I'm not going to name Mr. Beast.
No. But Mr. Beast, the majority of people know who he is. Watch his vlogs if you've never watched them on his channel, because they are insane. The most recent one was he gave a guy who came up on his show $500,000, and if he could protect the $500,000 from 4 rounds of different methods of attacking it, he could keep what was left. And let's put it this way, the guy had 24 hours between each round to build a defense around this money. One of them involved detonating the biggest explosion ever seen on a YouTube video. It was that hardcore. And
I don't know, some of mine have bombed pretty hard.
Hey. But I'm going to stay British. I'm going to pick a channel which I've actually really started to enjoy watching, and the channel is called The Sidemen.
I know exactly. Yes, I know who you're talking about.
They're a UK-based group. KSI is part of them, and he was friends with one of the guys at school who does all the editing on it now. And they release a new episode every Sunday. I think it's called Sidemen Sunday or whatever else. And it could be anything. And I watched 2 or 3 of the episodes that were on there, and it had me in hysterics. And it won't be for everybody, but they recreate game shows and they have all their mannerisms to them, and they are proper lads. There's no airs or graces with them. It's proper unfiltered laddery. It's probably the right word of describing it. But they actually had one where it was 20 girls versus 2 sidemen, and they pick the girls they like, a bit like Blind Date without the blind part of it. They could see them, vote them through, and then each girl picked which of the 2 guys they liked the most, and they went on a date with them, but all the other sidemen controlled what they did. And it was hilarious to watch, and it was just completely unfiltered
chaos
entertainment. So That's all I'm going to go with. So thank you, boys. That was a nice little getting to know. And I feel like I know you even better now, another week on. Guys, we're going to go straight into a joint discussion off the back of that getting to know you. We had a raid day last weekend, or the weekend just gone as we record this. Hisuian Typhlosion. I can pronounce it. I'm proud of it.
Very well done.
So, guys, how did we play it? What did you enjoy the most about it? And what did you do differently in it, if anything?
You're probably going to hear this statement 3 times. I love a raid day. We've said it almost every time. Raid days are amongst the best short, limited window events that Pokemon Go put on. And Hisuian Typhlosion, for me, it's just like a personal preference. Typhlosion's my favourite Johto starter. The fact that they got Hisuian form, I think looks fantastic. It's a great looking Pokemon. Drop it into a raid day. I actually went over to King's Cross and linked up with the squad that plays there, and a fantastic bunch of people. And thank you everybody who did join or chatted with me, etc. Run by Stars, and plenty of shiny luck coming through remotes, coming through the local raids. Generally, just quite a chilled, fun raid day, to be honest. Because I think we said this for Hisuian Samurott at the end of 2023. Is that they're a 3-star raid boss, so easy to do them yourself, but they'll come back around in a raid rotation, but there'll be a higher shiny rate or higher shiny ratio, as it were. So the 1 in 10 for the raid day is always smashing. You do hear horror stories of people not getting a shiny in 50, 60 raids, but I can definitely say I've got 1 or 2 spare, having, I think, picked up 11.
11 shinies?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
Many things. Apart from raiding addiction. So I got, 3 from Europe, 3 from the in-person raids, and then 3 from America. And then I did the trick, because, they have the 20 remote raid thing.
Oh, after midnight,
day.
yeah.
After midnight for us. It's the other way round for America, because they can get 20 remotes in the latter part of their Saturday, I think. So they raid with Australia, whereas in the UK, we end up trying to raid with the West Coast and Hawaii. And I got 2 more shinies from random people, which is great. So I've got some spare shinies if you wanted it. The reason I raided so much is I kind of wanted the Hundo because I like the Pokemon. Very much enjoy going to central London with Francesco. Dwayne was there. We had David and a couple of other people, Marta, etc. So good crowd, good fun day. What about you, Vasa?
I love a raid day. I don't mean to copy what you've said, but I think it's just the thing that...
It's a statement of the raid day, isn't
we
it?
all love a raid day. I mean, it's... Oh my God, I am copying Whitfield. Sorry, Milo, they said it's going to sound terrible, but it is the best short-form event. I think I prefer a raid day to a community day.
Potentially.
Yeah, because the shinies aren't as common as you'd get on a community day. But let's take that outside. It was a good community day. I do also like Hisuian Typhlosion. However, the shiny is so subtle that if you blink, you can quite easily miss that it's there.
Yeah, true.
It's really subtle. Across the raid day, I only managed to do 30 raids because I totally slept through Australia and Japan's the raid days. So I really picked it up when it hit Europe. So I did 24 in-person raids, got 2 shinies from that, and then...
That's good going, yeah.
Sue and the New Jersey crew were really good to me and just kept sending me so many of these invites, and I think I did another sort of 6 or 7 with them, and got another shiny. So 3 shinies from about 30 raids. They were all garbage, 2 stars, but a shiny is a shiny, and I came away happy. What about you then, Barrow?
Raid days are my favourite events in Pokemon Go because it's the best short form event
there you go.
that you can get. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Raid days are, and I think like it's becoming a big part of the game now. Variants make it easier to introduce them in this way, which is fun. They're not going to have a community day; they're putting them straight into raid. And as Ian rightly said, there's a little bit more of a chase on than on a community day. I think I saw some people getting 1 in 55, 60. I see some people getting them in the first 5 or 6, and that's just by nature of how RNG raid days go. And I like that. I do like that. I think I enjoy. I wasn't, like I said before, I got out, played a little bit of it. You could easily not sleep for 24 hours as well with the remote raiding.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then the raid days following it, you could, in the UK, we're a little bit done, I think, because we could only use 20, couldn't we, in the window of time? Because
it's tricky to do it on the Saturday evening leading into Sunday with the final day, but it's much easier to do it the other way around. So you end up going midnight to like 1 or 2 a.m. on Monday morning, like the day after. That's what I did for West Coast.
But it was fun. Really enjoyable, and I got one very early. That was nice. Getting one early is always good, isn't it?
It is good, yeah.
Pressure
off.
I love one early.
I love one early, yeah. Kiwi Steve, thank you so much for the raid from New Zealand. So I got my first one from New Zealand. Then I said, right, time for bed now. I better get some sleep, and I did. And then I had a day out with Ash, my Pokemon GO partner in crime, and we did a few raids around the town. We got a couple each on probably about 15 raids.
Yeah.
15, 16 raids. We had fun. It was a nice chilled out afternoon. And as I got home, I played maybe 2 or 3 raids at the end in LA. I mean, I was getting invites for it, but I turned the game off by that point now.
None of the LA people invited me. Bless them.
Oh, well, GoCast Chris, thank you, because I did one of your raids and I got the shiny off it. So
sweet.
Chris sent me a raid, actually.
Sweet.
Yeah,
he's a good egg, Ian. He's a good egg. So thoroughly enjoyable. I did keep squinting for at least the first 10 or 11 raids, even when I did get the shiny, to work out which one it was, because it was very subtle.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, and look forward to the next one that we're going to have probably next month. So exciting times.
Do you mind if I put a little prediction in this one? Because I did say it.
I know you did. You put this out there, didn't you?
It is definitely, like, I'm 99% sure, February the 10th. It will be February the 10th. If you look at the season's raid days so far, we've had Hisuian Samurott, December the 3rd, Sunday. Weird Ear was the 23rd, Saturday. This one, Sunday. The next one will be the Saturday. And it's the only free weekend in the whole of February, because there's Chance of Conde, then LA, then Global.
Yeah.
So that's it. There you go. At least you can pencil it in early. We've done the work for you.
Weird Ear. I love that. Weird Ear. So as one fond event ends, and it's always sad when a raid day does end, it generally does, because it is nice to think everyone's playing it quite hard around the world as it comes around to their 3 hours and obviously remote raiding around it. We had an event which we're probably all pleased has ended. Again, I don't want to be biased. I don't want to lead with the bias on this because it's not fair. But Dazzling Dream event, not Dazzling Dreams as I kept calling it beforehand, Dazzling Dream. And now we're going to the news.
It's quite good you corrected yourself, because the dreams implies there's more than one thing to be happy about. And as it turns out,
it's not a plural. It was just Dazzling Dream. Yes.
There was basically nothing to
be happy about. But it wasn't really dazzling, was it? It was more like Dazzling Nightmare.
It was a dazzling disappointment.
Ooh,
or
I like that.
A disappointing dream.
Disappointing dream. We'll go with that one.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Why don't you kick us off, Ian, with a disappointing dream?
Well, where can we start? Because there isn't really an upside to this event, unfortunately. Shiny Cutiefly is, you know what? It's a nice little shiny, nice little pink shiny bug. But trying to find that shiny little pink bug is a nightmare, because
that works for the Dazzling Dream.
It was in a research task mixed in with 2 other mons, so it made the chase very difficult indeed. It was in eggs mixed in with 3 other Pokemon, which made it quite difficult to hatch.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the wild. Barely. So, where do we go from there? It was a lame event. I wish I could be more positive, but I am actually glad that it is over, because rewind, collection challenge, making people hatch all these eggs to actually get
collection medal.
The collection medal. And let's face it, not everybody's like us that will hatch sort of 9 eggs at a time. If somebody's on the solo incubator grind, they may not have even had enough time to hatch the 4 eggs had they got one of each mon that they needed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I disagree with that. To make that mechanic and not give us any reduced egg bonus. No. Let's move on.
Well, we can't quite yet. Marky?
So I referenced something that Milo said beforehand, not on the show, but before, when he did make a really valid point. He goes, I wish they'd stop messing around with these 4-day events and make them a week long. Because some people work at the weekends or don't have time off at the weekend. So people's freedom of being able to play these events varies. So put it over a week and everyone gets the opportunity if their weeks have free time in them. I get all that. I'm glad this wasn't a week long.
Fair.
This is one of those events which probably only needs to be a weekend long. Do you know what I mean?
The only redeeming feature was that it started on a Saturday.
And that was novel, wasn't it? That was quite a novel sort of way of going. But I'm going to surprise you all. I didn't get the collection challenge done. I didn't get it done.
I wasn't ready for that.
I hatched probably 8 eggs, 7K eggs. There was no reduction on them. I just used the daily free incubators that I was very fortunately able to use as part of the ticket for this season. And probably like most people had eggs already there, sat there, that we needed to clear first. So 10-kilometre eggs are going to take 10 kilometres to walk in a normal incubator.
Unless you bang them in a super, yeah. And then it's still 6.66.
But like I said, I didn't spend any money on the incubators. I just wanted to do it like that. And from the 7 or 8 eggs I hatched, I got 2 of the 4. So I was a bit like, do you know what? I've still got some 7-kilometre eggs at the moment, 4 left that will hatch, and they'll probably be the 2 I need because that's just how life is.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed that was the way of doing it, but I wasn't overly concerned that I missed it. I haven't got an unblemished record on collection challenges now. So
Yeah.
And people said that Spritzy and Swirlix were boosted shinies, but I checked a buttload of those over the course of the event, and I didn't get any shinies for the whole event.
Do bear in mind when they say it's boosted, I think someone did the calculation of like it was still a 1 in 250, which is technically boosted.
Technically,
basically
well, like
double.
Nick said, yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can still
Yeah.
check. You can still be in that bracket if you could check 1,000 and not get one.
Well,
You know?
So, in terms of shinies, that's quite a nice feed from you, said it. I got 2 shinies from the event. I was featured Pokemon, I should say, from the event. I did get another shiny, which Bronze is always kicking about at the moment.
The
but
random shinies are the best.
the random shinies are the best. But I got a shiny Cottony and a shiny Spritzy, so that was nice.
Yeah.
From the event. Quite happy with that. And I was just Stardust grinding on Morlul. I think Morlul was probably the easy pickup from the event. I actually checked quite a few cutie flies. They seem to spawn more in rural areas. I think it might have just been down to the areas that they're on the map. But you're right, there weren't loads of them. They were there. I gained quite a bit of Stardust from it. So that was probably the only good thing about the event, other than the new shiny being dropped with Cutiefly. It was the fact that there was a lot of Stardust on offer.
Well, that was one of the bonuses, wasn't it, actually, the Stardust
Oh,
boost?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually quite a good event then, wasn't it? Oh, dear.
That was something I was going to say is the double dust with Morlul being in the spawn pool. I'm actually spawning quite
Yeah, it
frequently.
was like
I got
1,000
one shiny.
dust, wasn't it? Or 1,250.
1,000 dust.
Boosted.
Boost, and then if you had a star piece on, very good to grind for Stardust if you wanted to do that. There are a few things that you guys have already said. The cutie fly chase, and I've learnt this recently, and they've started doing it more often. They did it in the winter holiday event part 2 with Psyduck and a couple of other Costumons, where it was like you could get the new shiny or you could get something completely trash in the research task. And unless you go against TOS and go that route,
Which we don't endorse.
exactly, which we don't endorse doing, there's no way that you can possibly look to grind or check these research tasks. If somebody is a casual player and doesn't read the news, which is very likely, they might do the research task, find that they get themselves a Swirlix, which they may have already got in last year's Go Fest or something like that, and go, oh, I'm not going to do that research task anymore because it's a Swirlix, I don't need it. And they'll miss out on the cutie fly research in the same way that the egg thing, I think it's sort of criminal to make a collection challenge where you have to hatch one of each of the Pokemon in a 7-kilometer egg thing, so you're limited on the number of gifts you can get. The egg drop rate from gifts was utterly abysmal.
It wasn't great.
I mean, I can take a fact from the Italian tripod. On day 1, he got, 4 eggs out of 15 gifts.
Damn, that is bad. Wow.
And I wasn't much better. And you think, I've got the Egg Enthusiast perk for January, so I can open 50 gifts per day. And I got 2.5 batches of eggs on day 1. You think that's not even 27. It's not even 50% ratio, basically.
Is it?
It's pathetic. Yeah,
Good
exactly.
number, by the way. Good number, Milo.
Great
27.
number, but sadly I didn't hit 27 eggs picked up. So I think that was really poor to make it so it's a collection challenge that you have to hatch. And as you said, no reduced egg distance. So they're forcing you in a way with the article and the prompts that you get saying, oh, there's a special box that you could buy with Pokecoins, by the way, that gives you a couple of incubators. So funneling in that way. And it sort of felt they were funneling in that way because the Cutie Fly, there were no tailored raids for the event, random rubbish. So if Cutie Fly had been in 1-star raids, I'm sure
Mark would have been all over that.
It. Yeah, exactly. So some people might. I would have actually put my free pass into it because there was bugger all else to raid at that time.
Yeah.
Just the whole structure of the event. On paper, it looked like it could be really good. Like, hey, there's Cutie Fly research in eggs and in the wild. In practice, very poorly executed. It's another one that's added to the list of January, or maybe even going back into December. Timeless Travels, the events don't stack up to what they look like on paper.
There's no,
it's really disappointing.
There's not really any sort of continuity between any of them either.
No, they're very haphazard, and it's that thing of, yes, the event might have been a bit trash. I think we said this before on the show, fewer events, but run them a bit longer, because I don't see what the problem is of having an event start on a Saturday and then run through till the end of the next weekend.
I wouldn't want a 2-week event.
It's not 2 weeks, it would be like 8-9 days or something like that.
I would say 6 days would be, the probability.
It means that it gives a bit more opportunity.
Because the problem is if you did that, then it would be just non-stop events, which it is anyway.
It is, and they're sort of like, they're too short a sharp burst to really even go for the 7-kilometer eggs and grind them or try and check your
It was
field
tough in
research tasks.
5 days to, again, like Mark said,
Yeah,
he was hatching eggs and he couldn't get around to hatching the 4.
yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. I know they are achievable, but they should be achievable even for a casual player.
Yeah, I mean, I know there are plenty of people who did get the shiny Cutie
Absolutely.
Fly, which is great to see people either hatching or getting in the
I'm just
wild or
talking about
research
the collection
tasks.
challenge.
The collection challenge is, it's a whole other thing. And I think there were lots of major people in the space on social media saying, oh, look, it's finally happened. We have an egg hatching collection challenge. We've had trading collection challenges for major events like Go Tour and Go Fest, I think, in the past, which is maybe a little bit easier to obtain, but it doesn't cost you actual Pokecoins to do them. I just think it was a very big missed opportunity, to be honest, this whole event. And the whole thing with Cutie Fly just shut my interest off flat out. You thought, if I can't chase in the wild, I can't chase Pokestop tasks, and I can't do egg grinding
it was
properly.
rare in the wild.
Why am I going to bother?
It was rare.
Even with Morlul in the wild, I wasn't interested in going to grind for Stardust or anything. It really killed the whole vibe for me, personally.
So what shinies did you get from the event?
I picked up a level 1 Morlul, and on the final day, today as we record, finally hatched a shiny Togepi and picked up a random Swirlix. Alolan Vulpix was an event spawn, wasn't it? Or event
it was
quest.
For the hatch an egg, yeah.
Yeah, I did one by accident and got a shiny. So technically 4 event shinies.
I was just going to say, I got bugger all. Literally nothing.
You got nothing?
Got nothing from this event. No shinies. And I did put a fair bit of effort into it, actually. I played it more than I have any other event, and to and from work, when legal to do so, of course. And all weekend, I actually was playing it, and absolutely nothing. And as I say, not an insignificant amount of effort. RNG, I get it, but it's frustrating. The Morlul is still the chase for me. I've just checked so many now, I'm even losing count.
It took me a while to get mine.
Just think of all that Stardust, Ian.
Well, yeah, and I'll be able to spend it soon, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah, that is nice to talk about the events, but that is a great little segue. We are going to jump straight into the first part of...
It's the news.
Sinnoh Tour, not only LA, but global as well. And we got confirmation, having had the instance where they had the image on the initial article for about 20 minutes, and then deleted it and changed it. But of course, social media, once it's on the internet, it will never go away. Origin forms of Dialga and Palkia are emerging in Pokemon GO and bringing in a new mechanic known as adventure effects. Boys, I assume you've all had a little look at what this entails, and I guess we can go through what this actually means. So the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia are coming, first of all, to Sinnoh Tour in LA, and then they'll be available in the global tour afterwards. They will be shiny eligible, and this is where it might start to go downhill immediately, is they will have a chance of knowing their exclusive moves from the raids. So Dialga will be getting Roar of Time,
Potentially.
and Palkia Yeah, potentially. Palkia's going to get Spatial Rend.
Potentially.
A quick overview. Adventure effects, they're going to be brand new mechanics, and they're going to affect actual gameplay, not just stuff in battles, which is amazing. So Roar of Time on Dialga. To activate this is where you might, if Ian grinded the Stardust, but potentially might pay off.
I'm into the... I've got enough. Let's put it that
You've
way.
got
I've got
enough.
enough dust.
By using 5,000 Stardust and 5 Dialga Candy, distorting time for 6 minutes, pausing the timer of the following items. Incense, so if we do a bumper episode, guys, whack your Stardust in. Daily Adventure Incense, or the Daily Adventure Incense if you fancy it.
Yeah.
Lucky Eggs and Star Pieces. You can extend the timer on Roar of Time's adventure effect in increments of 6 minutes by using more Stardust and Dialga Candy, and the timer can go up to 2 hours each time you tap use, and you can tap use again to use additional time for up to 24 hours. So that's pretty mad. Let's quickly have a chat about that, boys. You can pause the timer on effects, but it's going to cost quite a bit. What do we think of that?
I'll jump first in because I don't know as much about it as you both probably do. I've only sort of top-lined it and that. I think it feels like, certainly on the launch of this feature, it should be expensive. I think it should be something that you shouldn't just be able to do willy-nilly and just keep doing it and have no consequence for it. I think if you're a big player and you hit the game hard, you'll have a lot more resource. That's normally how it goes. There'll probably be people that will benefit from it more, that play it a lot more. And I kind of get it. If people don't play it a lot and only have a little bit, they might want to do it to try it. And then off the back of that, it might encourage them to want to sort of invest in more resource to sort of use it more often. But for me, from what I've seen, it's exciting. Will it be implemented without any issues? Of course it won't. But it's another sign of the game can do a lot more. It's evolving. They're pushing boundaries. Come on, this is good. It had to be, I think, a nice big feature release for this Sinnoh Tour. So yeah, I like it.
So there's a couple of schools of thought here. The ex-keyboard warriors are already complaining about this, and I kind of get where they're coming from because it is expensive.
I'm one of them.
Yes, it's expensive in terms of your candy. It's expensive in terms of Stardust. But what a lot of these keyboard warriors are forgetting is a very powerful feature, and it shouldn't be cheap, in my opinion, because it shouldn't be something that you're using all of the time. I would probably only use this for a big event, something like a tour or maybe a Go Fest or something. I wouldn't expect somebody to be hammering this feature for everyday gameplay all day, every day, because I think it's too powerful a feature. And I think that's kind of where they're aiming it. They want it to have some sort of value so that it can't be abused.
And I'm sort of wavering a bit because in some way I agree, brand new feature, and yeah, it's not going to be something that people are going to say, I'm going to whack down 24 hours of Lucky Egg by spending the Stardust, because you can stack Lucky Eggs, etc., and use the item themselves. People may use it for Community Day to save, for Triple Dust Community Day or a Triple XP like Porygon was yesterday. Whack one Lucky Egg down and use a bit of Stardust that you might have accumulated to extend it. That sort of makes sense. The thing that I've seen on social media, which has popped up from, I think, GoHub, they've likened it to how Megas were initially introduced, which was a very poorly developed, raid money-locked system that wasn't actually worth utilizing the feature. And I read what they'd written, and somebody compared it and said, didn't Niantic refer to their medium player as a Singaporean grandmother?
That's true.
You think, is this, they've developed a feature that I very much doubt that a Singaporean grandmother's even going to pay attention to, but they're big hyping it. So it's that sort of thing of tit for tat on it. But being very expensive locks out a lot of people.
Well, mate, Rolexes are expensive. Not everybody can have one.
True, but that's sort of a premium thing. This is a little thing in a game. I don't know. It's one of those things I think, why not just have it in like an hour increment? Why 6 minutes or 30? Like 6 minutes to me, and we'll get onto Palkia shortly.
Hey, mate,
Palkia's
do
10
not
minutes.
knock 6 minutes. You can do a lot in 6 minutes.
Twice.
Catch a lot of Pokemon. depending on how fast your quick catch is. I'm quickly dodging that one. Palkia, its spatial rend effect, which we'll get onto soon, is done in increments of 10 minutes. I do think they could have been a little bit more generous in saying, like, hey, it's 30 minutes, do it that way.
But if they've given us 30 minutes, we've moaned and saying we wanted an hour. So whatever they gave us, we'd be wanting more. It's just human nature to always want more.
True. I do think I agree with you, and not everybody's going to whack on a 24-hour daily adventure Incensed. That would be ridiculous, but they could have potentially been a bit more generous and lenient with it. And as Marky said, do we think this feature is going to come with an unholy amount of bugs? Oh, yes, it will do. I fully expect you to be able to utilize 5 Dialga candy and all your XL candy disappears or something along those lines. It's all going to go horribly wrong. Diving into Palkia's adventure effect, and this might ring some bells, people. Trainers can activate the adventure effect associated with spatial rend by using 5,000 Stardust and 5 Palkia candy, distorting space for 10 minutes, allowing for encounters with wild Pokemon at increased distance.
Ooh, I wonder when that happened.
Does that not ring a bell from mid-2023?
The expanded distance was a thing by mistake, and it was quickly reverted.
After they told everybody it was a quality of life update,
yes,
including their linked creators.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you can pay for it, which we thought might be a thing, but we thought it'd be more of a ticket.
Yes. I guess the saving grace in that is it's actually using in-game resources that you could accumulate for free rather than Pokecoins. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
They said, whack 100 Pokecoins down on Palkia and Dialga and you're good. So, yes, if you do remember back in 2023, we had a brief window of about a week when we could see Pokemon on the map at double the distance. And now if you activate the adventure effect on Origin Form Palkia, it will do the same thing, which is quite snazzy. It does come in increments of 10 minutes, so a little bit longer. One more key thing, I will say, at this time, and this is in little asterisks underneath both of the explanations of Origin Palkia and Dialga, at this time, Origin Form Palkia / Dialga will be unable to learn Spatial Rend / Roar of Time via any TM. So the only way you can get these moves is by being very lucky when you raid them.
But also by being at these events. So initially, LA. No,
Yes.
Even if you remote raid it, you're not going to be able to get these moves. You're not going to be able to TM these moves.
The other point, actually, Ian, is if you remote to LA, you won't have a shiny potential.
Yes.
On these.
I think down the road, they will become TMable, I would think. But I think initially, that's a wise decision. Check me out, defending Niantic.
Yeah, that was very defending there, Ian. That was impressive, mate. How much Ian Waterfall candy does that take to trigger that mode?
I love that.
5.
I would go out on a limb and almost say that these will probably, much like the primals, Kyogre and Groudon, they featured heavily in Hoenn Tour, big thing, then they disappeared, and they came back for Go Fest season. So these will probably make a return in this year's selection of Go Fests, and they'll probably just have the exclusive moves available on them constantly, and they'll probably activate the TM ability with an elite TM for these Pokemon. But that's sort of the details on the adventure effects. We've kind of given our points of view on them already. Another, I guess, percentage or RNG factor that could be in this game is note which medal you're going to choose, both in LA or if you do the global tour only. Which medal you choose will impact the chance you're going to get of getting these exclusive moves on the corresponding legendary. So if you choose Diamond, your chance of getting Roar of Time on Origin Form Dialga will be much higher, and the same for Palkia with Pearl. That's worth noting. And as we said, trainers without an active Pokemon GO Sinnoh Tour LA ticket or citywide gameplay add-on can participate in these raids, but will not be able to encounter a shiny one or one that knows its signature attack until Global Tour. So unless you're desperate to get Origin, Palkia and Dialga in your storage, I would say don't remote into LA. There's very little point.
Wait a week.
I don't even know if you're able to get catch cards, are you? It's only if you're there. People remoted into New York Go Fest, for example. They didn't get the catch card. Only we did.
If you're there in person, catch cards, yes.
Yeah.
If you remote in, more than likely.
Yes, indeed. I'll just say one thing, boys, and if this happens or I see somebody get this happen to them at LA or a global tour, I will lose my mind is you could potentially get a Shundo of one of these legendaries, but not get the exclusive move on it. And I just think that's too many RNG slot machines into the game.
Far
of the legendary.
Far too many.
In previous years, we had Primal, Groudon, and Kyogre. They got their exclusive moves, and it was a guarantee you get the exclusive moves if you did the raids in this event. Why add the extra roll of the dice on? You might get the exclusive move
Because of what it unlocks, unfortunately.
Maybe. I'm trying to envision, imagine if you did it and you said community days going forward, if you evolve your Pokemon during the selected window from 5 to 10, you might have a chance of getting the community day move.
It just makes them very, very rare, doesn't it? Potentially. That's the thing. These are going to be mega rare, but maybe they won't be.
Let's see.
I've got a feeling there might be a little Ask the Intern coming up later today's show that might have something similar that my fears on this event as well. But there's a lot of slot machines, isn't it, in a row there?
Yeah.
You need to be hoping are all going to align for you. I mean, imagine getting the Shundo. That's mega rare anyway, but imagine you got that and it didn't have the signature move. Oh,
Yeah.
A catch card Shundo doesn't get the signature move. Oh, I know.
Can you get the Shundo, catch card, and exclusive move?
You don't want much, do you, Whitfield?
It's just too many possibilities, too many factors in my view. People going to LA, they're paying north of $2,000 to fly. $100 ticket plus, flying to LA, paying for accommodation. You might get a chance of the exclusive move.
Well, let's face it, we're not just going to do one raid. We banged out the Groudon and Kyogre.
I know we will, but
it's banging it out, Ian.
It's that possibility of you could, even a hundo.
Look, Mark, he's got FOMO and he's actually going to be there.
I know.
In my head, it's actually hurting me. Think,
Milo, I'm going to be sat here in my shed, not able to get any of this.
And Milo's going to be there and he's still got FOMO.
He's got FOMO. He's got honestly, the FOMO. Oh, Milo.
Take the show away from me. Go somewhere else with it.
Go.
The rage is all consuming.
Well, I will take your waif bit, Milo. I'm gonna whisk that FOMO away from you there, bud. I was getting
a
little bit concerned there. Me and Ian almost felt like we might.
He was spiraling then, wasn't he? He was like, I might not get the special move. I might not get the Shundo. I might not.
We're counting down the days. I'm counting down the panic.
Oh dear. Well, part of me's gutted. I'm obviously not there, but probably relieved. He might be a mess.
I'll be taking Milo to the ER just to get him some Prozac or something to calm him down.
Calm him down.
I'm sure there's a tent for medical necessities in the Rose Bowl.
I hope so. Probably more there than there were in Berlin. Anyway, that's a different story. So we're going to go and we're going to break this news up a little bit. So we're going to jump straight into a game. We love the games, and we're going to play a game that we can all take part in. We're going to go for Chasing the Tail.
Chasing the tail, chasing the tail. Tail to chase, it's chasing the tail.
I rarely win games, and I won What the Ducklet, so I am the game lord as well for tonight, but I'm going to play a game that I can also take part in, which I'm actually awful at this game, actually. So, Chase the Tail, for our listeners who haven't heard this before, and for those who listen to the show and maybe have just forgotten, Chase the Tail is a word association game involving the names of Pokemon. We will take it in turns. The first person will name a Pokemon, and I'll use an example, Dialga.
So
let's see what I did there. And the next person has to name a Pokemon that begins with the last letter of that Pokemon. So you could say Axew. Might work.
Good example.
But the game isn't just like that. There are other rules as well. This isn't just by round. This is for the duration of the game. We can't have any repeated Pokemon. And we don't want people to take too long to think of Pokemon. So we're quite generous, but 3-4 seconds, maybe a little bit more, you're probably going to get a buzzer. They are the rules. Now, I'm going to go in the order that's on my screen. So I will go first. Mr. Pokemon UK LTD will go second.
LTDYT.
LTDYT. And the Vassafal will go third. So
Cascada TM.
Cascada TM, yeah. So, are we ready, boys?
Let's do it.
Contenders!
Oh, yeah, I like that.
It was
back. Here we go. So, I'm going to start with Palkia.
Ampharos.
Swaddle.
Eevee.
Elekid.
Dialga.
Apom.
Mareep.
Pachirisu.
Umbreon.
Ninjask.
Kecleon.
Noibat.
Typhlosion.
Widow King.
Geodude.
Esper.
Riolu.
Auxiliary. Is it auxiliary? Auxiliary?
I think Riolu ends in a U, actually.
It does. Oh, no.
I think
Ian.
someone got done over by that last time, actually.
Yeah.
Riolio.
yeah.
Riolio.
Oh.
Oh.
That was a good round, though.
That was a good volley.
We're stuffed now.
Good volley. I like that.
Pokemon.
That was a nice little metaphor there. That was a sporting metaphor. I'm very impressed there. Right, so I will start round 2.
The final.
Milo, your Pokemon will be... Wishy-washy. No.
Con.
Oh, no one.
Ooh. Noivern.
Noctowl.
Lileep.
Petilil.
Lycanroc. I'm afraid that is done.
I thought Ian had a sound effect for that.
No, I knew it was a C. Nothing was coming to my head. Cacturn.
Ooh,
Too late.
Lycanroc's a tricky one because is
Yeah.
it K? Is it C?
It takes you to a K straight away, even though it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, GG's Whitfield.
Ian, just a sec. I've got a thing in my ear. We're going to VAR. Hold on. We're just going to see if you...
C.
No. It still says you took over 20 seconds to come with that answer. Sorry, you're out, Ian. You're out. You're out. That was fun.
Yeah, I have the title. Game Lord.
Well done, Game Lord. Game Lord Whitfield.
Fantastic.
Game Lord Whitfield. Well, that was a welcome break because we are going to jump straight back into the news, part 2.
Is the news.
I feel I've been stitched up just a little bit here by Mark because I'm probably the least battly of the three of us. But
Well, none of us really are.
second part of... Well, yeah, true. Second part of the news is we have the debut of Annihilate coming to Pokemon Go in Raging Battles, which starts, well, actually, a couple of days ago on the 19th, and it runs through to next Wednesday, the 24th of January, and that'll finish at 8 p.m. local time. You will be able to get Annihilate in Pokemon Go. You can evolve a Primeape into Annihilate after you defeat 30 Ghost-type or Psychic-type Pokemon in battle with Primeape as your buddy, but you don't have to use Primeape in the battles. So this is an event where we're going to have bonuses that Team Rocket will be appearing more frequently in Pokestops and in balloons, and something I actually quite like, Throw and Sork, will both be appearing in the wild during this event, regardless of where you are in the world, so you'll get both of these mons.
That's good.
So a regional
nice.
spawning outside of its region. Good stuff. So the wild encounters for this event are, well, Mankey.
The Chop.
Licky Tongue.
Why? Gligar.
Sableye.
Throw.
Sork.
And Scraggy.
Now, all of those do have the potential of being shiny. Why is Gligar in there? Seriously.
I hate to have to even utter this phrase. A lot of those are GBL mons.
I just felt a bit sick of my throat then.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
There's also people using Shadow Gligar these days.
Oh, yeah. Well, since Mark is feeling a little ill in his throat, talk to us about the 1-stars.
Let's get the full heat.
They don't get much better.
No, they don't. Now, there is a crumb of comfort in the 1-star raids. And actually, this is quite exciting because this will be the first time that one of these Pokemon will be available in a different format.
Marini?
To insert. So, in the 1-star raids, we have got Marini wearing no costume and not shiny eligible. Why is it in raids? Even if it is useful in GBL, which I'm sure it isn't, why?
Good
The
question.
tripod is getting very excited in the chat, Marky.
About Marini.
Oh, is it about Marini? Oh.
No, about the one next to Marini.
But joke aside, it could have been a Pikachu wearing a Marini hat. We'd all forgiven
He would
that.
actually be excited about that too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But, absolutely. However, there are some, we've got Snubble in there in 1-star raids, which is Great. Don't raid that. Please don't raid that. It's been in the fairy event we've just had in our Dazzling Dream. So if you're going to have to start raiding for it, don't. Now, I have a soft spot for Houndour. I love Houndour. Probably one of the best megas in the game. I'm not going to be raiding it. Don't do it.
Don't get
Seriously,
mega energy.
don't do it. I think the chase, though, I think we're all excited for this one, is it's going to be not just in 12-kilometre eggs for this event, because in 1-star raids, we're going to see the debut of Pancham, which of course can be shiny.
Can I just add that will be an uber rare raid? And if anybody has one, please send it to me. Please send it to Mark, Milo, and in particular the Italian tripod if you've got him on your friends list.
To be honest, I'm good.
Self-aggrandizing there?
No, just keep the invites for you guys.
I would just say average. I wouldn't say good.
Milo, you're so nonchalant sometimes, aren't you?
I've only hatched like 12 shinies of that one. I don't really need that.
I just know how the raid game goes. Sometimes it can be pitiful. And speaking of pitiful, probably avoid your 3-star raids as per any day in Pokemon Go. You've got Primeape, which actually can be shiny. Let's see if they remember to turn the switch on this time. And Gyarados that can be shiny. You don't get the Mega Energy, obviously, not a Mega Raid, so probably avoid it. And randomly Zweilous is there.
Which can't be shiny.
Can't be shiny. Avoid that.
I love the game, but they make some strange decisions, don't they, on these raids? I'm sure there's plenty of other 3-star raid eligible Pokemon. Why not put a Dino in 1-star?
Well,
they've
done like that for like a million times, haven't they?
Yeah, you're right, and they'll keep doing it. Sorry, foolish me.
Everybody, we've talked about it a lot over the years. Everybody loves a field research task encounter. And hold on to your hats, people, because according to this article, there's one encounter that you can get from this event.
It's not accurate. Don't believe it.
It can't be accurate.
Don't believe it.
It could be shiny, and it's manky.
I have a feeling that's going to be like a super rare research task for no reason.
Yeah.
Something that could be a hot topic depending on what these are going to be. Collection challenges. There will be event-themed collection challenges. Come in and complete them for 3 fast TMs, 3 charge TMs, and Stardust. So the rewards are very mediocre. And I'm fully expecting them to say, win 12 GBL battles or something. For it.
Yeah.
Make you do GBL.
A win.
Yeah.
Not take part,
just win.
Win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Win, yeah.
No.
Not lose.
Not take level 1 shinies into.
No.
Milo.
No.
So, with events, we have bonuses. And, actually, not too shabby. And will it get me playing GBL? Probably not.
This is the Go Battle Week you're talking about now.
This is the Go Battle Week. Yeah, sorry, I should have said that. Go Battle Week. So this runs from Friday, January the 19th at 10 a.m. local time to Wednesday, January the 24th at 8 p.m. Now, some people will have noticed that isn't a week. They like to do that, don't they? It's a Go Battle 5 or so days.
It's a business week. It's 5 days.
It's a business week over a weekend.
I wonder if in the Niantic offices they have 2 different calendars. One only has 5 days on it, and the other is the weekends in different parts of the office.
Yeah, they haven't actually collated them together, have they? It's like
it's a week long.
So there are bonuses on this week event. Again, disclaimer, it's not a week. Right, so we've got 4 times Stardust from win rewards. This does not include the end of set rewards and will not stack with the 4 times Stardust bonus in January. Okay.
Boo.
The maximum exactly. The maximum number of sets you can play per day will be increased. Boo. Sorry, yay! From 5 to 10 for a total of 50 battles, and that's from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. local time. Hey, listen, we know a lot of people love GBL. These are actually really good if you do.
Before
play
you go on
your
to the
GBL.
next battle, I really just have to ask this question, and I will start with the answer. We'll play a quick.
Flex it up, flex it up.
So this season, Timeless Travels. How many GBL battles have you actually partaken in? I'll start. 0.
You win.
Okay, Sue's on 0 as well. Well done, Sue.
I'm
these two hypocrites?
No, I'm rather disappointingly at 13.
Disappointed in you, Whitfield.
It's even worse. I'm on a 13 win streak.
I'm not angry. I'm just very disappointed.
It's okay. I can't remember what I was doing. Oh, he's got 0.
Yes,
Marky.
Wowza.
Ian, I'm disappointed in Milo.
I am.
I'm
He's
sorry.
like, I hate GBL.
I'm sorry.
Like, well, he's done 13. Francesco's apparently done -5. I don't know how that's possible, but
Francesco, I love you. I love you. You're brilliant.
Niantic have taken battles away from him.
Yeah, they have. You're not doing it. We're taking them away.
well done, Mark. I think you and I both deserve the...
Yeah. But Milo, you need to have a look in the mirror and have a think about what you've done tonight.
I'm really sorry, boys.
Have a really long, hard think about what you've just done.
Yeah, you do that.
I really will. I'm going to delete all my PvP tag mons.
Do you know what, though? The thing that made me laugh about that was when Milo went, I've actually got a 13 win streak going here, boys. I'm like, whoa, okay, chill out.
Yeah, me versus all the people with level 1 shinies.
Do you want to know the funny thing, Mark? You know when I purged the soundboard, I took all of the It's My Games out.
Ian, have you noticed, though? New year, first Flex It Up game, Milo hasn't won it.
Yeah.
He made the right call.
Yeah, that's true, actually. He may think he did by having the largest number.
No, I openly admit I lost.
Yeah, well done, Milo. Well done. I think we've all learned a little bit more about each other tonight. This has been
Yeah,
good.
but I don't want Milo to go down in my estimation, but he's starting to. He keeps saying, I don't do GBL, but he plainly does.
Well, moving swiftly on, because we don't
response.
want to damage his rep. There will be 3 battle-themed timed research available, and rewards include the avatar item Ingo-style hat. Oh, lovely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Paid. I don't know what that is, but it might look like Milo. I don't know. As he's a
A
GBL
liar.
enthusiast. There will be a paid battle-themed time research awarding Stardust, Rare Candy, and 1 star piece. Wow. And it'll be available for the price of $1 or the equivalent pricing.
That's
to your
actually
local
not
currency.
too bad.
That's not bad,
That's
actually.
pretty good
to be
value.
fair. Important. Okay, this is it now. Please note that timed research does expire.
I think they must have
Can't use-
taken this from us. I think they must have heard the fact that we draw people's attention to this.
Exactly, exactly. This is before the Sinnoh Tour, so you can't use Dialga to distort time or anything like that. It will expire. To receive the rewards, the task associated with this time research must be completed and the rewards claimed, yet completing it doesn't mean you're going to get it. Claim it before 11:59 on Wednesday, January the 24th, local time. Milo, as you're an enthusiast of GBL,
Yeah.
do you want to talk about the leagues?
Clearly, I'll just say that all the leagues will be available as Great, Ultra, and Master. Knock yourselves out. You'll see me in there with level 1 shinies.
Rank 20.
Rank 20. It's a great strat.
Milo will be talking about his ELO next, which will be scary.
Oh, no. Put your ELO away, Milo.
Someone slap me if it gets to that point.
But speaking of slapping people, there will be paid timed research. It's becoming a regular thing in Pokemon Go. So if you want to slap $2 into the game or equivalent in your local currency, you'll be able to access event-exclusive timed research. Complete the research tasks to earn, hold on to your hats, boys, 3 rare candy, 1 rocket radar, Stardust, and 2 premium battle passes. So it actually does pay
That's
for
actually
itself.
good.
Yeah.
Well, the rocket
good.
radar's worth $2 itself
Yeah.
if you buy them.
So you actually
good.
doubling your money on that one.
Could be worse.
They've actually held those, haven't they? They've resisted the $4.99 temptation. They've gone 1 and 2, haven't
Yeah.
they? 1 or 2. None of this £5,
Yeah.
5.
I have no issue with any of these tickets as long as the value is there. It's just when they give you a ticket, it costs $5 and you get an encounter with Snubble. Then I'm sorry.
And half a hyper potion.
A great potion.
A great potion.
And a fast TM. Like, come on.
Oh.
Are you a hyper potion half full or half empty kind of person?
It's always half full, man. It's always half full.
Always half full, yeah. It would have been easy to put a third part of the news in. Personally, for me, I just want to hear reversal again. But no, we're not going to have a third jingle. This is a continuation of part 2.
I've just seen the title of this event, and this is literally what Niantic do off of all their players. Taken treasures.
Yeah.
Taken treasures.
We take your hard-earned money.
Rebrand the timed paid research.
Oh, my days. Well, this news has actually just dropped on the day that we are recording. The headline is Team Go Rocket returns, Shadow Kyogre joins Giovanni, and Shadow Ho-Oh is making its Shadow Raid debut. That's quite exciting in itself. The only thing that scares me is Shadow Chinchar.
I am actually horrified.
Yeah, I mean, that's a devil monkey at the best of times, isn't it?
The Chimchar in Milo in LA.
Oh, for God's sake. If I get too stressed out.
FOMO monkey. FOMO monkey. FOMO monkey.
Jeez.
Jesus
Moving
Christ.
on.
So the new event is Taken Treasures, and this will start on Saturday, January the 27th at 12 a.m.
Midnight.
So Thursday.
Okay.
That is midnight, isn't it? Oh, exciting. It's like all Halloween events. And to Thursday, February the 1st at 11:59 p.m. local time. We have a new Pokemon coming to Pokemon GO. And the single sill Pokemon Varoom and its evolution, the multi-site. You see what they've done here, can't you? The multi-sile Pokemon Revaroom. Revaroom will make the Pokemon GO debuts. Are these the Hoover Pokemon? Is that safe to say? Are we going down that road?
It's the Vespa Pokemon, and it evolves into, well, I don't know, it could be a V8.
A V8.
It's a Vespa that evolves into a 125.
Yeah, it could be big. It's his big brother, but not its... Oh, mate. But some of this event, Varoom will be available to hatch some 12-kilometre eggs. Do we think it's replacing Pancham?
Yeah, it must be.
Or do we think they're going to dilute it? Who knows? But 50 Varoom candy to evolve to Varoom into Revaroom. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I'll be doing a vlog on this event, Ian. I think I'll be struggling with my pronunciations on those, mate.
We've hatched a one-cylinder engine. This is what it is. We've hatched a moped, and we're evolving it into a Fiat
Slightly
500.
bigger moped.
Yeah, exactly.
We do get event bonuses as well, which is fun. Team Go Rocket will appear more frequently at Pokestops and in Balloons.
So that's two consecutive events.
And maybe we'll get a new decoy grunt that might have a shiny eligible shadow involved. That'd be fun. And you can use a charge TM to help a poor little shadow Pokemon forget the charge attack.
After tonight, Milo needs to TM frustration away.
Yeah,
I'll
save a few of those in. He needs to bank those in for when he's in LA. Save Shadow Kyogre. So Giovanni will make his nefarious return, and the last part of the seasonal special research story will be unlocked at the beginning of this event. So that's for people that are locked. We're on 8 or 12 at the moment, aren't we? Is it 8 or 12?
I think it is something like that, yeah.
So progress through it to receive a Super Rocket Radar and chase down Giovanni. This is exciting. Shadow Kyogre looks pretty epic.
I mean, this is no secret, but I want to go on record that I love Kyogre, and this shadow is going to be one of the best shadow legendaries that we've had for a very long time.
It's the number one water type behind only its primal self and a few other megas, I think.
That's true. It's actually behind its primal version of itself, isn't it? Yeah.
Very forward to getting my really bad one.
Yeah, but it'll still be better than your very good one. You can play the seasonal special research story up to the end of the timeless travel season on March the 1st at 10 a.m. local time. Ian, Milo, this is brilliant. I love Kyogre as well, to be fair. Do you think you can prime or reverse a shadow?
No, you won't be
able to.
But it's good to see a good shadow legendary finally back in the damn Giovanni rotation.
Was it Reggie's last time?
We had all 4 of the Reggies.
Yeah. We are going to talk about the Shadow Raid debut because Shadow Ho-Oh will return to Pokemon GO, making its debut in Shadow Raids. And for the first time, you will be able to encounter its shiny Shadow form if you're very lucky. I love shiny Ho-Oh. I think it's probably one of the best shinies. It's such a vibrant gold on it. I do love that. And the dates that this is going to happen, it will appear in the 5-star Shadow Raid from Saturday, January the 27th at 6 a.m. to Sunday, Jan the 28th at 10 p.m. So it is that weekend that you're going to get the chance to get it. But that will look sick.
I just hope there's a few spawning and they're just not as sparse as they have been in the past.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're going to tag team this bit now because with this Rocket rotation, we get Shadow Pokemon, and Team Go Rocket Grunts, as well as their leaders, Sierra Cliff and Arlo, are using different Shadow Pokemon. Pokemon rescue from Team Go Rocket Grunts may be shiny Pokemon if you're lucky. That bit's quite exciting. Well, last time they did this, it was only certain ones.
It will still be certain ones like, Magnemite and Electric type grunts and a few others. So we've got to think back to what has been Shadow Shiny with the leaders and what might return.
So, boys, let's tag team these. Starting off with our personal favourite from Seville, we've got Shadow Corfish.
Pokemon that Marky is resembling right now is Shadow Snorunt.
The Pokemon Go that Milo is resembling right now, the Fomo Monkey itself, Shadow Chimchar.
Oh, the one that if Ian could be any of these, this would be his bay. Shadow Piplup, the water Pokemon. You do.
We've got Shadow Krogunk.
Shadow Dwebble?
Dear
Why?
Shadow Krogan looks like it really does look how it should look in the game normally, doesn't it? It looks
properly hacked off.
One of my favourite Pokemon that I actually got the shiny at GoFest finally, Shadow Ferroseed. I like Ferroseed. That might have a bit of play on it, as if I know what I'm talking about.
Milo does. He's done 13 battles.
I was going to say, a lot of these are GBL focused.
Anyone would think we're turning into the Wailords.
God help us.
Oh, no. Well, talking about things that are fun, I'm gonna lead with the 1-star raids. Yes,
the
there's more of them. These are ironic, but the good thing is they all are shiny eligible. But the bad thing is
nobody would want any of them.
Don't need to raid them. We've got a Lowen Rattata, a Lowen Meowth, a Lowen Grimer, and you guessed it, we've got a Galarian Zigzagoon.
Nice.
There we go. Nice.
I'd said earlier, don't do 3-star raids. I'm going to stick with that statement. For most part, because you could raid a Weezing if you are actually mad. Can't be shiny. You can also raid a Galarian Weezing that can be shiny. Maybe some people want to chase that. Tyranitar with its shiny.
That's okay. Yeah,
that's okay.
It's
not Mega Tyranitar, so you won't get a Mega Energy for it, but you get some XL. And actually, to be honest, people might want to chase this one. Bombardier makes a return.
Did you ever get your shiny Bombardier, Mark?
Oh, I've got a little story for you. Right. It's a very small story. So I was very lucky to meet one of our amazing patrons of the show, Steve, who lives in Norway. And he came over one evening, and me and Ash and Steve met up for a drink just before Christmas. It was actually quite nice just to chill out, meet him face to face. Actually, there's a story I've not shared on the podcast yet, which I'll put on because it is relative to the podcast. So we were having a chat, and there was a raid that came on. It was a Bombardier raid. Me and Ash both got shinies on the same raid for Bombardier. Steve didn't, unfortunately, but that was a story in itself. So yeah, got it then. Going back to the thing that was quite funny is, do you remember the episode we talked about our favourite cereal? And we talked about the gifts in the bottom of the boxes, Ian, and I went Ready Breck. Steve presented me with a box of Ready Breck. He goes, I've got something for you, Mark. I went, oh, wait. And he goes, don't get excited. I went, oh. And he goes, here's a box of Ready Breck for you.
Class gift.
You've obviously not had it before the show. I've not seen the glow.
Yeah, exactly. I probably should have had it today. But yeah, Bombardier. It's nice. It's coming around quite a bit in the 3-stars, isn't it, to be fair? Yeah.
Now, in addition to the 1- and 3-star raids, there will be shadow raids. Now, temper your expectations, people. The 1-star shadow raid, sorry, Mark, I'm taking this. They're not great. There's Shadow Alolan Sandshrew, which apparently can't be shiny. Shadow Murkrow. Shadow Pineco. Okay, I'd probably take that one. And Shadow Krogunk, which can't be shiny. So the middle two, Murkrow and Pineco, can be shiny. Krogunk and Alolan Sandshrew can't be. So I don't know how I feel about those. I'm not really overly excited.
There might be a saving grace as to why you're suddenly seeing Alolan Sandshrew Shadow as a raid boss rather than a grunt, perhaps. But 3-star Shadow raids, Shadow Scyther can be shiny in them, which isn't half bad. Then you've got Shadow Skarmory, which, good in PvP. And Shadow Golett makes a return in those 3-star raids. But I'll just say, what tends to happen is what pops into a Shadow raid is then replaced in the grunt. And it makes me think that was in Ice-type and Steel-type grunts. And I think we could see Shadow Shiny Lapras maybe in the Ice grunt.
That would make it worth battling.
Potentially.
What it could be in is Shiny Shadow Cryogonal.
Let it be the day. You can get that thing as a Shadow Shiny.
So we also have field research task encounters. Yes, you've got it. They're all event themed. And field research tasks will be available, including the following rewards. That's mysterious components, charged TMs, and fast TMs. And also encounters with the event-themed Pokemon. Field research tasks will have a greater chance of being shiny Pokemon than found in the wild. So that's quite interesting. So
by 0.01%.
Probably. And actually, let's not disappoint our listeners. Let's be enthusiastic as we read this out. I will start. You've got Ekans.
Zubat.
coughing.
Paldean Bony Whooper.
Hisuian Quillfish that can't be shiny quite yet.
Yet. Poochana, you know what? I'll take that.
I'll tell you one that I would always take is Sableye.
Krogunk.
A shiny that a lot of people are looking for, so
Yeah.
Scraggy.
Oh, brilliant. Marini.
Another non-shiny is Brooksish.
You know what Brooksish reminds me of the t-shirts Francesca likes wearing, the tie-dye.
Yeah, it's a tie-dye
Yeah,
fish.
tie-dye fish, yeah. Yeah, and God knows why, but nimble.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Do you think shiny Brooksish is black and white? Do you think there's like an ironic play on it? It's just got no colour in it. Shiny Brooksish.
I don't know what it looks like off the top of my head, actually. There will be Pokestop showcases, of course, during the event, where you can enter your event-themed Pokemon. So there's no detailing of... I think they learned from last year when they put all of these showcases on the calendar and people started predicting stuff. Now they're just putting, whatever happens to be there.
Yeah. And if you have access to the internet, the Pokemon Go web store will have, and web store, not the in-game store, will have a Team Go Rocket bundle for $9.99 US or equivalent. You can get a bundle that will give you 7 Rocket Radars, 7 Premium Battle Passes, 7 Ultra Balls, and 7, Milo, this is one's for you, 7 Silver Pineapps.
Wow.
Oh, the pain there,
That's
Milo,
one a day,
the
by
pain.
the way.
1 silver pineapple per day,
Yes. Keeps the doctor away.
yet to be seen. But apparently there's going to be an event bundle for the Team Rocket box available during this event, and only for 300 Pokecoins in the in-game shop, that is. You're going to get 1 incubator, that'll be the regular blue incubator, 1 Rocket Radar, the regular Rocket Radar, and 1 Premium Battle Pass, the green one.
And again, not bad value, gotta say.
It does add up, actually. It's a good saving, to be honest.
It's all right, that, isn't it?
It is,
Like
yeah.
I say, you don't mind it. If items you're going to use and you're going to save on them, then
Because you're likely to buy
Absolutely.
them anyway, so if you get a saving,
Yeah.
then happy days.
Well, in a way, you get, for the cost of the Premium Battle Pass and the Rocket Radar, you get the incubator for free
Happy days.
to hatch 1 12-kilometre egg in the time that the event runs.
Well, you'll get 3, won't you? Because it'll be
Depending on how
it
far
won't be
you
a
can walk
single
12
use-
kilometres.
Yes, yeah.
That's the only thing.
cool. I'm going to wrap this one up with a paid timed research. So for US $5,
Oof.
all the equivalent price in tier, they've gone up now,
Oof.
haven't they? There's me saying I don't mind these $1 and $2 ones.
And all of a sudden they
$5
catch you with
sneaks
a
in at the end. You will be able to access an event-exclusive timed research. The rewards included in this will be Stardust, XP. I thought you said 1 XP there.
Singular
XP.
It might be 1 XP.
Oh my god.
Oh, imagine that. 1 incense, 1 incubator, 3 silver pineapple berries, and more. There will be encounters with event-themed Pokemon and an event-themed avatar
Okay,
pose.
so it's kind of worth the value then.
I think so.
Actually, the pose doesn't look bad if it's the one that's on the animation.
It is the one that's on the animation.
Yeah, the pose looks all right, actually.
I will say, the moment you put an avatar pose into a 5 USD ticketed research, that is immediately the value, because poses are 500 coins and that's roughly $5 worth of Pokecoins.
Yeah, so in fact, everything else around it just gives it value, doesn't it? So
1 XP.
The 1 XP in
1
particular.
XP, imagine that. Again, it's a timed research. It will expire, and you need to claim it before Thursday, February the 1st at 11:59 p.m. local time. Trainers will be able to purchase and gift tickets to any of their Pokemon Go friends that they have achieved a friendship level of great friends or higher with. I like that pose, the Pokeball throw. It looks
It
pretty
does look
cool.
a pretty good
Good.
pose, yeah.
On a side note, I've just looked at Shiny Brooksish, and actually, I'll tell you what,
Oh, it's nice.
That
It's
is
a fruit
pretty-
salad. That's what that is.
that's all right. That's a fruit salad. It's very green, red and yellow.
Well, that's all looking like pretty great news. But some say that Niantic interns believe that the Pokemon Shiny Lock is a job for a local locksmith, and that their company vehicles are actually Reverooms. All we know is it's time to finally...
Ask the intern.
It's been a long time since we officially put that jingle
First
in.
one of the year, isn't it?
Officially, probably the first
Officially.
one in like 6 months. But it's back for a very good reason. Last week, as we record this, we've seen raid releases without their shiny before, but we don't think we've ever had a legendary fall into the category where shiny Therian Tornadus was actually shiny unavailable for, I believe, the first 15 hours of its release. And it only got switched back on in time for GMT +1, which is like most of the middle of Europe, like West Europe. It finally got activated then. So all of APAC, all of India and that area there, no shiny Tornadus. And anybody who remoted, no shiny chance either. And it took a long time for Niantic Sport to even register it, because then they were busy posting the Sinnoh Tour information we talked about earlier.
So I suppose the question has to be asked. The answer is blithering idiot. But the question is, why on earth would they need to even turn it off? It wasn't in raids.
Exactly.
And hasn't been for, I almost swear,
Since
a very
22.
long time. Yes. Yeah. So why turn the shiny off?
That's what I want to know, is how do you turn off a shiny legendary? Like, I sort of understand with Drutigon when it came out, it was a new shiny, because it's a new Pokemon and it was shiny upon release. I kind of get that mistake. It shouldn't happen. But how do you turn off shiny Tornadus when you put it in the raid rotation? It got discovered over APAC, and there were like, thousands of raid data was collected, and no shiny was being reported anywhere. And it eventually got picked up.
I mean, what has to be going through the developers' minds to, like I said, this mon isn't available, so it doesn't need the shiny turning off. I really would like it explained to me why this could even happen. A new shiny, a new mon, I get it, but one that has historically been shiny, why?
It's a lot of wasted energy, isn't it? If they have to take it out the game and make it not shiny.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are you doing? I'm intrigued, though, because I think the question that remains unanswered, unless anyone can sort of contact us through our social media platforms, is what did the compensation look like? Was it a raid pass for everyone?
At this point, I don't think anything's happened. Genuinely. No. What should happen is, I think they said that people will be compensated for the amount that they raided. And when happened, this happened last time in June of was it June or July? I think it was June of 2023. I can't remember for which raid boss that had the mishap, but they did actually compensate and give people back all of the remote passes they used. I'm feeling a bit more sorry for those people who burnt their in-person passes raiding around crazily when it got released.
Because we know there's a cap, or there historically has been a cap on what they'll refund.
The only lesson I say is whack on your raid logging in your settings.
100%. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't have that on, to be honest.
It's perfect. It gives data that you can prove that you lost a pass and it's not just a case of shiny Tornadus. It's a case of any raid mishap, you get kicked out of a raid, you don't get the encounter. Keep your raid logging on. It will benefit you.
Amen to that. It's just, again, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? You think Dialga and Palkia are going to be introduced with no problems? You're
wrong.
Yeah, absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong.
The game's heading for 8 years, and you would think that they've got a handle on it.
And they're turning shiny legendaries off. They haven't been in the game for like over 18 months. Oh, my days.
Oh, maybe it just saves a little bit of beta space, doesn't it? Or whatever. What do they say in? It saves a little bit of space, does it, for them on their server?
It's all cloud-based, so there's no need for it.
They've got a digital panel that has like toggle switches. Right, toggle that one off. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. Right, I'm going home.
Maybe it's like our soundboard, where every software have to rebuild it.
I hope it's really not, but then again, knowing Niantic, it probably is. If it's as dodgy as our soundboard.
Pokemon GO hosted on Riverside. Can you imagine?
Jesus.
The fixed Riverside said about the soundboard so far seems to be working.
Knock on pseudo wood. Oh wait, no, you don't want to knock on false wood, do you?
No.
Knock on real wood.
False wood. Jesus Christ. Well, it was a lovely return for that. I do love Ask the Intern. It was one of my... I used to love it when we used to do that. It was almost every week, wasn't it? Ask the Intern.
At one time, it was warranted every week, but this one was definitely worth bringing it back for.
Absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing. It might come back again soon.
Thanks, Niantic.
Well, we're going to go into a section that does happen every week because it's a pleasure and it benefits everybody. It is all of ours favourite section. It is
Shinies of the Week.
I'm actually going to jump in with two, but from the same person, from our campfire community, shall we say. So Peanut Phil 14 managed to pull in a shiny Lapras caught
I love
from
that shiny.
Field Research Breakthrough. So actually, the shiny Lapras coming from the 7-day research box, which is epic.
Oh, GG's.
Very, very good going.
Yeah.
And then the following day also posted, yay, I got it. And it was the shiny Hisuian Typhlosion.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad you got that.
So good stuff. Well done.
Both of these have got something in common. They're not from the same person, but they were both from people that listened to last week's episode featuring the one and only Joe Beats. If you haven't listened to it yet, please go check it out. But Abriel Moorman and Sean Bora have both done that. And Abriel has tweeted us on X. Tweeted us? Oh dear. Has posted on X. Hashtag Shinies of the Week. Hashtag Shiny of the Week. Hashtag Incensed Podcast. From an Incense with an auto catcher whilst listening to Joe Beats. A shiny cutie fly.
I hope it was a Go++.
What was that, E?
I said, I hope it was a Go++.
I'm sure it
definitely
was.
Yeah,
I'm sure it
must have been,
was.
yes.
A shiny cutie fly. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And actually, it was their tallest one at 0.14 meters high.
Wow.
Wow. It's an XL one. And Sean has put at Incense Podcast. This is one that Milo will be slightly envious about. Hashtag Shinies of the Week. Shiny Togetic during the Joe Beats guest spot. Brilliant.
Oh, good going.
I love it. Love to see it. Thank you for sharing those with us.
GG's, guys. I'll round it off with, and I've got to do this one because the username is just so jokes. Rim On.
Oh, yes, Rimon.
At RimonPaul12. This was posted to us one day ago. During the Diwali event, I played way too much, but didn't get one of my favourite shinies. But today, I did an hour Stardust grind and got 3 of these. And they've all got the blue halo 3 shiny Morlul. I am jealous.
Save one for Ian.
I'm so jealous.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Very good pulls.
GG's and great luck. That is some amazing RNG.
Well, that's where they all went. All those little blue halo shiny Morluls. Wow. Flipping heck. Oh, dear goodness. Well, that is lovely to see. Thank you all for sharing your shinies of the week.
Thank you so much. And actually, around the base of... What's that? There's Morluls growing around the base of...
Is that Mark's home? Oh.
Got to get the hose pipe out, mate.
Oh, I'm more concerned why I've got Morluls growing around the base of it.
You need to scrub.
Are they shiny, Ian? Are they...
they did look a little red, yeah.
Oh, God.
We are going to reference the getting to know you question at the beginning of the show. The question we posted out was the boys have named their favourite type of YouTube channels right now. Which of these do you rate the most? And as always, please comment below your favourites. So what I did is I did give 4 options on this because I did want other please comment as part of it. We had 33 people vote, so a nice little number. Thank you for doing that. We're going to go with the others first and read some of the comments. Then we will go through the 3 that we selected. Del Hazard X has put, there used to be a gaming podcast called the Co-optional Podcast. However, one of the hosts passed away in 2018. That was Total Biscuit. This year, the other hosts have resumed the show, now called Geekenders, and it's so nice having them back. There is something about familiar voices that go away and they return, isn't it? I can imagine it's really nice to hear that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yes. Lucy Davis has put, can't vote, so I have no idea what's going on, but I've reposted. Thank you, Lucy. It's all about sharing the poll.
Cheers.
Cheers, Milo. Sue Hermes Ninja has put, I've been binging on the Korean Englishman, and he is a nice lad from West London. They are out there. They're nice lads in West London. We don't know any of us, but
No.
got one there. Milo, I'm only joking. The host introduces all kinds of friends, family, and famous people to authentic Korean food and culture. I love food YouTube. Barside 2 is keeping it loyal, mainly pogo stuff and some travel vlogs. Oh, God, there's a GIF on here. Yeah, from I Am Prius. We'll get there in a minute. Reviews from the Tubber said, I like watching some weirdo review snacks from his bathtub. Well, is it no issue, a bit of self-promotion there.
Yeah.
I Am Prius has put motoring for life. We've got a little gif of a child in a little pedal car going woohoo and spinning around. Sanj Schmoseby, the Tequila Man, has put cosplay builds, especially Mando armor builds. Jesus, we've done quite well here. Jasmine has put, other than Pokemon Go content, I really, really enjoy cooking and food videos. Barry's Kitchen, Rate My Takeaway, and Insider Food. specifically the comparison videos of different countries' fast food and snacks. TJ Hollis has put speedrunning. I love watching people speedrunning the classic video games I grew up with in the 90s, such as wholesome community and brilliant level of skill. So we will dismiss the other because that had the most votes, gauging from the comments below. But we will take our 3 now. In third place, with 3%, health and fitness. No one likes health and fitness.
Do better, people.
Come on, who likes health and fitness, really?
Why
That's
would you
true.
even just
YouTube-
watch that?
YouTube, people go there for entertainment, don't they?
What he's saying, Mark, is that he didn't admit this, but he just watches sweaty women on the internet.
Do you know what? When Milo...
Or sweaty men, you don't know.
Milo, it's when you started to try to describe it, you went like this, health and safety. Health and safety? What was I doing there? Health and safety?
That's an unfortunate gesture.
I'd get less, I can tell you.
Audio members, you won't know what I gestured.
No. But it was he was vocalising something from his lungs. Let's put it that way. From
his diaphragm.
His diaphragm. Diaphragm.
Diaphragms.
So in second place, with 12% of the vote, was the Sideman, which means that with 30% romping home to victory, James Bond with 30%.
Wow.
You see, you don't get the context in the vote, and I'm kind of knocking it back, but not the films, obviously, it's channels about it, but I am surprised.
I guess
genuinely
it's the umbrella
did
of
not
everything, though.
I'm impressed, Ian, to be fair. I think if I put on there not the films, it probably wouldn't have done so well, but that's good going, mate.
I don't endorse people watching films illegally on the internet.
We don't endorse anything which is naughty.
Of course we don't. We're wholesome these days.
We're wholesome.
Ish.
Very good, Milo. Very good. I was only joking, mate. You are the nicest person I know from West London, so don't you worry.
Am I one of the few people you know from West London?
You are. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, there we go. Thank you, everybody, for taking part in that. That was good fun. And just like that, 154 is complete. Sad, isn't it, boys? It goes quick, doesn't it? But no, joking aside, if you did enjoy the podcast, please hit that follow and subscribe button on any of the platforms you receive your podcasts on. Now, I've got some exciting news for everybody. I'm so pleased that I can say this on tonight's show, because today we hit our 300th review on Spotify.
Nice.
We started the year quite well in that sense. We ticked over. We needed quite a few over the last 2-3 weeks. We needed 30 reviews, I think it was, from memory. We've hit 300 and we've maintained...
Definitely worthy of applause. Thank you, people.
Amazing. We do appreciate it. And more impressively, we have maintained our 4.9 score out of 5 as well.
They were good reviews then.
They were good reviews.
Excellent. That's awesome. Thank you.
We love
everybody.
reviews, like we just said. So please be honest. Let us know what you think about it, because we will learn from it. We will read some of them out if you want to send them in as well, or just ignore them.
Then we'll just carry on doing what we do.
And we just carry on doing what we do. Please follow us on our social media platforms. That's X, Instagram. I always put ETC. I always think ETC is another social media platform, but it's just because I'm lazy after 2. Threads, Bebo, YouTube, MySpace, Facebook. No, not on Facebook.
Campfire and WhatsApp.
Campfire and WhatsApp at Incensed Podcast, and that will allow you to keep updated with all the latest stuff.
So the WhatsApp number, Mark, is, and please store this in your phone, that way you can literally go onto WhatsApp, record the message and send it to us at this number. Because you're doing it on WhatsApp, it is free. It will not cost you a single penny other than your data costs. The number is +44 759 269 5696.
That's a lovely, lovely number. Please use our hashtag Shines of the Week if you want to be featured in the Shines of the Week section.
Could you please clarify that spelling for me? Please.
You're a nightmare. I was just about to say, I'm not going to clarify it again. That's SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. We'd like to say a massive thank you to our Patreon members. We say this every week because we mean it. Patreon is a massive way that you can support the podcast. It certainly allows us to produce the content that we present to you all. There are costs that we don't like to mention, but they're there. Hosting it, software, suites, editing, time, all that good stuff.
Snacks for editing.
Yeah.
Milo needs his Cheetos.
No, that's you, sir.
Ian's got his cheesy hands with his puffs on them. But
Milo's nibbling his nuts.
Oh, I'm flicking my morals. Anyway, we do like to thank our Patreon members. To our silver and bronze Patreon members, thank you so very much. We also like to read out our gold patrons each week. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do everything that we do now. It all goes hand in hand. And our gold Patreon members are Hermes Ninja, JB, Clifford Mert, Darby Russ, Kerry and Zachary, Connolly, Apex 171, Mufti, Barside 2, JLH 1919, Highbone, Maz, aka Ozma Lionheart, and Mandy Croft. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you very much. And boys, good news.
What?
Well, next week, Spotlight Hour, it's a fan favourite. Barboach is the featured Mon with 2 times XP for evolving.
Wow. Well, following Evian routes, that's brilliant. Anyway, on that breathtaking bombshell, we will see you all next week.
I choose you!